You cannot address the problem of the Southeast without looking for justice.
That is established.
You cannot have peace in the Southeast.
That is established.
Justice. Good. With the arrest of Simon Ekpa, some other person will come up. Listening to that lady talk, you'll find out that somebody worse than Simon Ekpa is already stepping into the shoes. Biafra has always been an ideology. Before now, everybody has come out openly to criticize Simon Ekpa. They're not criticizing him because of the Biafran struggle. If you want the federal government to field your plans, to field your actions, to field your strength, the entire Southeast, there are no infrastructure. Federal government presence in the Southeast is minimal. They don't have the original Upper Igbo. Let's put it in that way. The blood of the Igbos. Ndị Igbo na-eli mmadụ outside. No matter. Ka ikwu ya ụtọ na aja. Anyị na-eli onwe anyị outside. The Igbos bring back their dead. It's a culture and the tradition of the Igbos.
Welcome to Precious AE TV. It's always a delight to be with you. So, concerning the arrest and possible repatriation of Simon Ekpa, it is very important that you hear this because this is a very important piece of information that concerns the life, properties, and businesses of all Igbo people in the Southeast and beyond. So let's pay attention and listen to this. And I thought that it is time we talked about this because it's important that we actually address the core issues. First of all, let me play you a video that was made by the supposed chief of staff of Biafra government in exile, Ngozi Orabweze. She made this video just yesterday after Simon Ekpa's arrest. And she had a lot to say about it, apart from also addressing the fact that he wasn't arrested, but he was invited to just ask questions about money laundering issue, about, funding terrorism and all that. But it's just a temporary setback that in 1 or 2 weeks' time, he'll be released. That's just a temporary setback and he would never kill the Biafra agitation. I need you people to listen to what she's got to say. Please listen with a very open mind. Listen to her.
But I want to tell everybody listening here today that the power that Nigerian government has, where they stop is where this government begins. I need them to know that our Excellency, His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic, Simon Ekpa, has already led a full structure for the restoration of Biafra. Nobody on earth will stop that. We are both at home and we are abroad. Biafra will be restored from diaspora. Our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, has laid the structure by introducing His Excellency, Simon Ekpa, to be in charge of this ship where we are right now. And that ship is on course. Our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, you all should remember, he is with the Nigerian DSS today because of what we are doing. Our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, has said, instead of Biafra not to come, Nigeria will be burned to ashes. And I promise you today, instead of Biafra not to come, we, every single individual in Biafra government, in all the structures that our PM has laid down, we will burn Nigeria down. And any country, both international and in homeland, that tries to tamper, that tries to intervene, that tries to stop this restoration, that country will get the brunt of Biafra. So I thank you all for coming here today. Like our Honorable Uche has explained to us what happened in Finland. Our Prime Minister's Excellency Simon Ekpa has been invited by the Finnish local authorities to volunteer information on what is going on. And our PM has always said he is looking for this opportunity for the government to officially know that Biafrans cannot continue to stay in a country where President Tinubu and Nigerian leaders reintegrate and rehabilitate non-terrorists into the Nigerian police and the Nigerian military and the Nigerian Air Force and Custom, and they continue to kill our people. Our Prime Minister has looked forward to this particular moment with few innocent Biafrans that were taken by the Finland authority. They were invited to come, according to them, they were involved in money, they were making donations, they were funding terrorism. All of you listening to me today, who is the biggest terrorist country we have in the world? Who is among the biggest terrorists? is the government that are killing Christians in their numbers? Who is the government reintegrating terrorists? Who is the government expecting two types of laws? One Sharia in the northern part of Nigeria and then the regular in the south. Who is the government that invited all the different types of terrorists you have? They have their base in Nigeria today. Who is the government that is inviting Hamas and Hezbollah and inviting them to Abuja to come and partner with them? Who is the government when election is conducted? Somebody will go behind the scene and switch the election. They will carry the election bus and they will steal it. Who is the government doing that? And now they are saying that PM is inciting. Let them know that Biafra is a nation. Our PM is defending Biafrans by the second. Our PM has noted that the way it is done before, where we Biafrans, we just sit, we watch. And these terrorists will come and kill us, kill our mothers, rape our women, kill our children, take away our boys and girls. That is what our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has vowed to stop. And he has vowed with his life. Otherwise, Biafrans in the British cabinet, the total homeland, the Biafran Liberation Forces, the Biafran Army, we have vowed with our life. We are going to continue this same call, this same place that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has. Nobody will stop that.
All right, so the same Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is the same person who supposedly or allegedly denied being the Prime Minister of the Biafra government in exile, as it were, as reported by the Finnish government and Finnish newspapers yesterday. And you know how you can have a very good cause, but you pursue it so wrongly that it will put you into trouble. That is an example of what has just happened. So I deliberately played that part. So she mentioned about election rigging, manipulation of election results, about headsmen killing people in their farms and all that. Good points. But is that enough for you to say if they refuse to let you go, you burn down the entire country? That is treason. That is treasonable. So you may have a good cause, but follow it so unintelligently that you destroy your case. That is exactly what your Prime Minister is doing. And that is what is putting him in the kind of trouble he's putting him. Because you cannot want to say you want to kill your enemy, but you drink a cup of poison and expect your enemy to die. Same way that you cannot say you want to punish the Nigerian government, but you still and ensure that you press for a seat at home in your own states, crippling the businesses of your own people, killing people who refuse to do the seat at home, taking responsibility for it. And then you expect that the Nigerian government is the one suffering when you're killing your own people, destroying the economy of your own southeast. How do you expect that to happen? Well, I'm not alone here. This is a conversation, not an interview. So I invited Prince Francis Chilaka to be here with me to have this conversation so that we use the reason, instead of being emotional about whatever cause or agitation that you have. Prince Francis, thank you.
Thank you.
So you heard what this lady said, Ngozi. She said she's a mental health nurse, or a psychiatric nurse. She's based, elsewhere. We'll look at her biography and her details later because I don't want to go into details with that. But I just thought to point out exactly, she's the chief of staff of the Biafra government in exile. And you heard all what she said. I like you, if you can't react to it, just as I've done.
Let me start by saying that the federal government, that is the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this is the time to apply wisdom. This is the time to understand that you cannot have peace without justice. And the kind of justice we're talking about is not justice that is quoted. We're talking of justice that addresses the issue of marginalization of the Igbos. Why am I taking this trajectory? When the Boko Haram started in the northeast, I remember that Kabiru Sokoto was arrested, and a lot went on down.
The famous Christmas Day bomber, by the way, just to remind you guys.
And before you know it, he got assassinated or he got killed.
After he was seen in the government house lodge of Borno State in Kaduna, in Abuja. Yeah, in the Borno State government house lodge in Abuja.
So since then, things have not been normal. So the effect of that is the fact that there was injustice in the way the man was murdered.
Why do you call somebody who murdered people on a Christmas day his murder injustice?
He still has a right to fair hearing. Let us not take that away from him.
Are you sure he was even murdered? Because people are saying that Kabiru Sokoto is attached.
If we follow the same way that he detonated bombs and all of that, or he got people to do that, then we're just as animalistic as he is.
Okay.
So this whole thing about jungle justice is also being perpetrated.
Okay, so going.
But I'm coming. I'm going somewhere. Now, Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention going to 3 years, and it has not gone down well. Don't forget, Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in Kenya and forcefully brought to Nigeria.
And the court even interprets it as an adoption.
It's an adoption, yes. It's kidnapping. And the Nigerian government has turned a deaf ear to it.
Even when the court has discharged him.
It is also part of the injustice that needs to be addressed. No matter what Nnamdi Kanu said or did, he deserves to be treated as a human. His dignity was kept intact. So kidnapping him, abducting him from Kenya forcefully, and bringing him to Nigeria is a crime on its own. So then we should ask ourselves.
The court also established that, and that's why they awarded him some fine.
Since he was brought back to Nigeria, has there been peace in the southeast? There has not been peace.
And that's what led to Simon Ekpa's emergence.
So you will have a situation that this thing will keep going round and round in a circle. Whether we want to accept it or not, and I'll tell you this, that what is playing out in the southeast, and what is playing out in the northeast, northwest right now, is what is playing out in the southeast.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That is pure terrorism happening in northeast and northwest.
No, you see, you need to understand this whole thing. When you eliminate somebody that is leading a group, and you do not address the concerns that led to that person coming up,
the emergence,
the person coming behind that person will not apply the same decorum.
The point here is that at the end of the day, it is the people of the southeast that are suffering.
Allow me to.
It is their businesses that are being crippled. It is their own people that are being killed. It is the young men of the southeast that are suffering it.
Precious.
So how do we address that?
Precious.
Do you drink a cup of poison and hoping that your enemy dies instead of you dying?
Precious.
That's the question, sir.
You cannot address the problem of the southeast without looking for justice.
That is established.
You cannot have peace in the southeast.
That is
without
established.
justice. Good. Where I'm heading to is the fact that nobody would have thought that with the arrest of Simon Ekpa, some other person will come up. Everybody believed that with the arrest of Simon Ekpa, things are beginning to streamline themselves. Solutions are beginning to appear. But from what you see, listening to that lady talk, you'll find out that somebody worse than Simon Ekpa is already stepping into the shoes, into the saddle.
So it's becoming an ideology.
Biafra has always been an ideology. It depends on who is championing it at a particular time.
But this
Now, bringing it back home to what is happening in the southeast. For me, Simon Ekpa has not in any way helped the people of the southeast. You cannot claim to be somebody fighting for the liberation of your own people. I've always maintained that. You cannot be fighting for the liberation of your own people. And on the other hand, you are responsible for the poverty, for the hunger, and for the killings in the south.
Do you think that that's why IPOB denounced him? IPOB has denounced him. He said he's never even been their member in the first place. And then secondly, Enugu state government hailed his arrest and said that it is welcome because he's just a terrorist. So do you think that that's why these bodies have denied him?
The truth of the matter is that before now, everybody has come out openly to criticize Simon Ekpa. They're not criticizing him because of the Biafran struggle. They are criticizing him because of the harsh realities that the Southeasterners are facing in the Southeast. Which is one, the killings. The Igbos are not known to kill themselves. Even when the Igbos fight for land among siblings, they don't kill themselves. And that is why you have the Emunas. They come together and find a peaceful resolution. And that is why till tomorrow the Igbos don't play with Amadioha. Because when the case gets too serious, they present it to who? Amadioha. So Simon Ekpa has put himself in a very tight corner. But unfortunately, I would say with all sense of responsibility, I am ashamed at a lot of Southeasterners, especially those in diaspora. You are in diaspora. You believe that you're sending money to your families in Nigeria. But that money you are sending, how many of them are living to make use of it? How many of them are using that money for investment? How can you cripple the economy of a state or states and you want your people to survive?
Simon Ekpa was jubilating over it a few weeks ago that it's the Nigerian economy that is suffering. So, Nigerian economy is going down.
That is the stupidity.
But what's going on in the Southeast is affecting only the Southeasterners. It's affecting Abuja.
That is, it doesn't even need to be affected.
So, see, it's your own people.
Simon Ekpa, from the one I've said it, if you want the federal government to field your plans, to field your actions, to field your strength, go to Abuja and hold them to ransom. Go and declare a state at home in Abuja. Go and stop your president, Nigerian president, ministers from traveling abroad. That is how you get things done. You don't face a region that you're saving
and make them worse.
And you reduce them to paupers. Which means that tomorrow, if Biafra becomes a reality, who will you govern? The entire Southeast, there are no infrastructures.
Government never even wanted them to be developed in the first place.
The federal government presence in the Southeast is minimal. In 2019 or thereabout, an organization that I heard called the Imo Network Group, ING, they paid a visit to Nnamdi Kanu just before his house was attacked. And we told Nnamdi Kanu, they told him, because I wasn't there, but my members who went, the chairman and another member, they told him in clear terms that one, Biafra is an ideology. Two, that Biafra has only one solution, and that's the political solution. Three, take IPOP and infuse it into APGA. And have a regional party. And then make sure that anybody coming out to contest for governorship, Senate, House of Rep is somebody who believes in the Igbo agenda. And which is what? The development of the Southeast. At the end of the day, we said, we gave him a 25-year plan to turn the Southeast to China. In his arrogant way, in a selfish way.
Oh, so you say Nnamdi Kanu is selfish and arrogant?
Selfish, he's arrogant. He's drunk, he's power drunk, just like our president.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And he decided not to listen to us. I think it was about 2 weeks or 3 weeks after that, the soldiers came with their elephant and snake dance to his house. Well, where am I going to? Where I'm going to is the fact that you cannot kill the economy of the Southeast and you tell me that the Nigerian economy is suffering. Because the Nigerian economy, they're still shipping out their crude oil. The government is running at ease. So why would you think that that pushing down the Southeast will give you Biafra? Now, secondly, all the people in the Southeast who are involved in perpetrating the evil of killing people on Mondays when they come out, are they human beings? Do they have the original Igbo? Let's put it in that way. The blood of the Igbos, of our great fathers, the blood of people like Zeke, the blood of people like Kemba, they have such blood running through their veins. Because I know for sure that the likes of Kemba would never, knowing that what caused the Igbos the Civil War was the blockade. So in what way will crippling the economy of the Igbos, give them success in what they are on.
So, what message do you have for those that are still funding and supporting the destruction of Igbo land, which is very important because this is December. Igbo people are known to go home every December. They have their mansions at home. People are scared to go home. An architect was just killed when he went for his mother's burial recently.
Those in diaspora.
So, what message do you have?
This message is especially for those in diaspora that are funding the killings in Igbo land. If you stay in diaspora. Ndị Igbo na-eli mmadụ outside, don't matter. Can I put your turn on that? Outside. The Igbos bring back their dead. It's a culture and the tradition of the Igbos. Today you're in diaspora. You are funding the killing of people in the southeast. It may be your turn tomorrow. And that is why sometimes when people come back from diaspora to the southeast and they get killed, I don't feel any remorse for them. Because you cannot be funding the death of the ordinary people and you think you'll be free.
Well, how about those who died never funded?
And for those in the southeast who are busy listening to directives from Simon Ekpa before now, and about to be listening to what's her name, Ngozi, be very careful. Be very careful. A lot of blood has been shed in the southeast. We are not known to shed blood. We are people that love ourselves. This is a time, especially this period of Christmas. The Igbos want to go home.
Thank you.
They want to go and sit down under the moon. Let their grandfathers come and tell the children stories. But nobody can do that anymore. So please, I beg all of us. I totally agree with everyone that you cannot have peace without genuine justice.
And all of us want justice. Everyone wants justice.
Let us not use our own hands to set the ban, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prince Francis Chilaka. Well, you heard it. A word is enough for the wise, but I dare say even half a word is enough for the wise. Please, as I said earlier, do not drink a cup of poison and wish that your enemy will die. You are the one that will die. If you are supporting the destruction of the Southeast, you are killing yourself, thinking that you're killing the Nigerian government. Nothing concerns them. They're not even signed on that before. And you're just ending up to satisfy them by giving them the satisfaction of destroying your own land. Please, let's think, reason, and have sense. I appreciate you and I love you. Subscribe if you can, like if you can, and drop a comment on that. Thank you. Bye.